Let's talk about some great resources that can help improve your design. Hey everyone, I hope you're well, playing and or making the games that you all love. You're joining me, your host, professional level designer Max Paz. Absolute pleasure to be having you all with me today. Thank you very much for joining me, and been a good one for us to kind of talk about a few different resources that I recommend throughout. So let's not hold back. First, I'll just say I hope that you're all well for this. It's been nice to go back and check some of these resources out. There's still so much to learn, regardless what level you're at. So I thought I'd share, for those of you maybe joining first time, some references and resources that I've enjoyed over the past month that I think can help make everyone's level and knowledge increase. But first, let's have a quick word from today's sponsor. Today's sponsor is none other than me. What I've done, everyone, and I hope you're excited for this, is I've actually created a level design kind of store. What I've done in this store is put up different kinds of tips and tricks that you can find there, whether that be my actual ebook itself, to that of level design pamphlets focused on different things such as traversal, stealth, breaking into the industry, as well as different talks that I have done which you cannot find anywhere else other than on this store. So if you are looking to improve on your level design skills and processes, then check out the Level Design Store, which will be down in the description below, where there'll be a link to find this. All you need to do is head over to gumroad.com/level design lobby. I hope you like what you see, and I look forward to hearing your thoughts. Thank you, and now back to the show. So without further ado, let's get in to the very first one. And that one is an article on Game Developer called Star Wars Outlaws Finally Makes Good on a Scum and Villainy Fantasy. So for those of you who may not have seen it, Ubisoft are working on a Star Wars game called Outlaws, which it had a really great demo reveal, in my opinion, over on the Summer Game Fest. If you haven't, do go check that out. A link to this as well as the actual article, and all the articles will be down below. And for me, this one was a really good one. It's just breaking down kind of what they saw, what they thought, and what you can kind of expect from the game as it moves further into, obviously, development, right? And the level was really nice. I thought that it was clear that there was a lot of different options for the player in the actual small environments that they had, that they showed. As you saw, the open world with the land speeders, it looks like there's going to be a lot of planets to explore. And I think the other thing is for it to focus not necessarily from what we've seen on that of a Jedi, right, but more on that kind of smuggler, Han Solo-esque character archetype that's in there. I think it's going to have some great range combat. We've seen, obviously, Ubisoft do really well with the range combat. And I think it's nice to see Ubisoft also branch out from the last few games, which are all based in real places and spaces, right? So to finally have that moment of like, oh, okay, what can they do when they don't have to be constrained by the real world, in a sense. So yeah, I think it's great to see that. Like I said, the level looked really interesting. The thing that I've noticed, and this is a Star Wars thing in general, but man, like, when did cute little sidekicks become like the norm in Star Wars? I know like R2D2 was paired with Luke and stuff back in the day, but now I feel like it's such a merchandise thing, right? It feels like it's what was a trope for Disney princesses is now over in Star Wars. Maybe that's just me. It's off topic, but yeah, it looks really interesting, and I'm really excited to see more of it. I think it definitely made a really strong impression for most people who obviously saw it. So go check out the article, go check out the demo. And that's resource 1. Resource 2 is over on the GDC Vault. I don't think it's out yet on YouTube. If you do have access to the GDC Vault, check out the talk by Victoria Smith called The Final Battle of God of War Ragnarok, Techniques for Delivering High-Stake Sequences. Victoria Smith is a senior level designer over at Sony Santa Monica. She worked on the final kind of like big grand kind of fight with that of the realms versus that of Asgard and Odin, and just talking about what went into it, how they fixed a lot of the technical problems that they had, what teams were in charge of what, and really just breaking that down because there is a lot going on in that. And I think to just hear again the different people that go behind making these giant wow moments, and also for me it was fascinating to hear how late that was in production to be made and the cost of that, right? With later in production, it's harder to request new assets, new features, and to have to figure out what they can do with that, and also the tech spec, because that was the big spectacle, obviously, right near the end of God of War. So, and it's probably one of the bigger ones in the relaunch of the franchise. So to look at that, I think again is really fascinating. And just, I think there's a great one for it. So I don't know if Victoria Smith does listen to this podcast, but if she does, or people know her, tell her she did a fantastic job for me. I'm sure she already knows that. But I was a real big fan of this one. Really cool to see. So if you do have it, check it out for Resource 2. The third one I'm going to be talking about, that is a video on YouTube by Totally Pointless TV, the best psychological horror game ever, which is on a breakdown of Silent Hill 2. With that now getting closer to the remake, as it was announced last year, I believe. Breaking down kind of what made it so good. I'm a huge fan of Silent Hill 2. I definitely didn't finish it because it was out when I was a kid, but my uncle playing it, he was petrified, and just the design. I listened to, I think there's another part, State of the Ark, which did a whole like rundown of their kind of thoughts on it and just how much there is into this game. And obviously it's obviously been rated one of the best games, if not the best horror game that there's been ever. And I think there's a lot for it. So this video is a long video, right? This is almost 2 hours long. But if you're looking to learn more, and also the references, like I didn't realize Jacob's Ladder inspired this as well as another book. But I watched Jacob's Ladder, and it's definitely not the best film out there. Like, it's all right, but it's fascinating to me because people always ask me, "Oh, what do you think of bad games and stuff?" And I think it's kind of a pointless question in a sense. But the thing that I always take away is like Jacob's Ladder is not the best film. Like, it's all right, but the fact that someone saw that and I was like, okay, I like what I'm seeing in parts of it. Let's make it and dive deeper into it further. And it wasn't just that. Like I said, there's a book that's referenced to with it, but like, wow, like the fact that's why I always think plays a role is even if something's technically bad, there's still stuff that you can learn and take away from it, right? So I really do believe that that's been a fascinating one. But yeah, it's a real thorough breakdown, a really good one for those who may not have played it, or if you want to be spoiler free for the remake, maybe don't watch it is what I'd say. Just go in, but there's a lot in there, and it is a reminder of why this game is so powerful, so prominent, and well deserving in a sense of remakes. And it's a shame in the sense that we've obviously got so many remakes, but I think it's something we need to figure out what to do with, because it sucks that we have all these incredible games, even some before I was born, that we just lose. And then the only solution is to remake them, and we all have to pay for them again. You know, unless you have the original consoles, which is getting harder to keep because of obviously the later TVs and tech don't necessarily facilitate that. It's definitely one to think about. But again, this one's a great one for that.
At Level Design Lobby, we believe everybody has a story to tell. Hobbyist or student, freelancer or veteran, we made it our mission to unite those who share our passion for creating and developing great games. Thanks to our generous Patreon backers, we've been able to do just that. So if you've already pledged your support, thank you. If not, you too can ensure the future of Level Design Lobby, helping us to create even more exciting content, collaborations, interviews, and much more. With awesome perks and rewards, whether you're a seasoned professional or just getting started, you're sure to find something for you. Want to share tips, tricks, and advice with passionate, like-minded developers? Our awesome community Discord has you covered. Fancy practicing your level design, creating strong portfolio content, and having fun? Then try our level design weekends. Or perhaps you want to individually discuss your work, hone your skills, or level up your career? Then consider our one-on-one mentorships. If you share our vision, then go to patreon.com/level design lobby for more information and to pledge your support. Thank you.
The last one for resource number 4 is that with Patrick Haslow, which is his called Level Design Learning, where he's going to be talking about that, breaking it down of his test for Bioshock Infinite. And it was a real fascinating one to learn, and I think it's great that tests are starting to be shown a little bit more, because of the fact that, you know, once you do a test, you can't really do anything with it. It's very rare something like gets taken on and being used in the actual game or anything. So to see that and hear his design thoughts about it, how it went about, I think it's a great one to see, especially just understanding tests as it moves forward for so many people aspiring to get into the industry, but also for many of us who still, you know, even in the industry, we still have to do tests for the most part. But another great one to learn. Patrick's really, really great guy, and yeah, cannot recommend listening to this one enough. Maybe it should have been called LDL, just a small thing there for it, so there's no confusion. But no, man, Patrick's extremely nice. He taught me as my tutor on the CGMA course. Very knowledgeable guy, and this here is a great test to see that. And yeah, if you're looking for inspiration and understanding what goes into a level design test, then this is the one. This here is one that really can be used to, again, hone your skills and learn more of. So it's a little bit of a shorter one today here, team, but let's go through a few that we went through this. So we had the very first one, which was talking about Star Wars Outlaws. Resource number 2 is that of the final battle of God of War Ragnarok, the talk at GDC by Victoria Smith. The best psychological horror in reviewing and analysing Silent Hill 2 by Totally Pointless TV. And then the fourth one was Level Design Learning with Patrick Haslow, breaking down his test for that of the Bioshock Infinite. So thank you again, everyone. Really appreciate you, and take care, and we'll see you all next time.